Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for staying with Morning Live. As promised in this hour, our sports bulletin is going to be focused on Thando Manana's first book, Being a Black Springbok. Hailing from New Brighton in Port Elizabeth, Thando Manana was the third black African Springbok to don the green and gold after unification in 1992. His story is littered with tragedy and triumphs, and it's all contained in the book written alongside Sibusiso Mjekiliso. Manana joins us now to speak more about his journey. A very good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Firstly, morning to you, Valen, as well as to the viewers of Morning Live.
The book has been available nationwide from Monday. You've done 2 official book launches in your home province of the Eastern Cape. What's the reception been like so far?
Look, it's been absolutely amazing. I have to say that from my side, it's been an honor to be welcome in the Eastern Cape. I mean, for the last 3 years, I haven't been mostly around the Eastern Cape. But I mean, we started off in East London. And we had, a couple of hundreds of people just coming down to Buffalo Cricket Grounds and to engage and to really, because I think many people are hungrier for the stories of a black person, telling it as it is, and also making sure that we are also part of history, of the South African history that many people talk about. Then I had to go to PE, which was the following Tuesday. And there it was just unbelievable. My hometown, my home family, friends and families. And it was just great joy that many people didn't want to actually go home because they wanted to engage more. Many people, I would say that I'm not the savior, but they always believe I have the answers for them. Unfortunately, I just, at the later stage, I've become an author. So I just had to first start with my story, and then from there I'll take it whatever comes my way.
Why the book?
Well, as I said earlier on, I think many people, if one looks at black stories, across all spheres, whether it be politically, sport, music, I mean, the late rape period as well. Those are the stories that we need to document. We need to honor whilst people are still alive so that they leave a footprint of their endeavors, of their lives. And many people can take a lot of leaf. And mine was a simple one, is I'm comfortable with my own skin. And that is, I'm a black person born in South Africa, and I'm an African. That is why you find the title. And it's not a title that tries to capture anyone. It's just a title that says who I am. And that's the problem, is if people will have a problem, then it's their problem. But I'm comfortable with my own skin as it is at this stage. But the story seeks to inspire many parents that have got kids interested in the game.
There was some negativity when the book was actually, pen hadn't even been put to paper, and that's something that Mjekiliso actually writes in the acknowledgements, saying that he had to deal with like a whole host of negativity that was thrown his way. People asking, well, what has Thando done? How did you deal with that kind of criticism?
It's not criticism, to be fair. It's motivation to me. I mean, I'm the one that said to Sbu, we're going to do this, and we're going to prove to the very same people that it can be done. And I mean, 120,000 words in that paperback, it's what we did, and we went all out. We left nothing in the tank. We had to empty the tank at the same process. But also, it was not about those negative people, because you'll always find both negative and positive. It was for us to draw the positive energy amongst ourselves as we had long night session, writing and putting and penning down. Remember, we also had to make sure that everything we wrote was something that was very much factual. And also I had to also go deep into myself, which sometimes many people, will get a piece of me where I had to really sometimes just stop and think, but also feel the pain that I felt some time ago. But I'm happy. And also another thing that they don't realize, the same people that were asking those questions, is they themselves have a story to tell. It's not only me. Everyone has got a story to tell in this lifetime.
I love the honesty of the book, and I know that there was an excerpt in the Sunday Times that speaks about Thando Manana and the drug dealer, and a little part from that, if I can just read it. The strange thing about living in the township is that drug lords are given a certain respect and carry with them an unmistakable aura. They are either feared or revered. The line between the two is paper thin. You have to be a ruthless street to be a successful drug lord, and drug lords always have money and are very generous. And I suppose that this is just one example of the kind of honesty that we see in the book. You also speak about regretting, trusting rugby agent Craig Livingston. What was your motivation to be so honest? Because that's something that's quite different about this rugby book. It's a rugby book, and that's what it's centered around. But there's so much more to it.
I mean, I like the fact that you take out the first part is when I was in PE, I happened to go to the family that I speak of because he was a friend to me. And I sat down and we had an honest, frank discussion. And I apologized to the family that, you know, if I in some way put them, you know, in a lot of scrutiny and also that I apologize for. But also people, you know, throughout the book, it's all about the mistakes. It's all about not having someone who you look up to, who's able to guide you to all the right passages. And that for me was one of the reasons that the book has become, you know, what it is and what people have known me to be. I had to be honest here, Valen. I couldn't just do a manga business just to make sure that I put a book on the shelf. It was about for people to understand where I come from and also to understand that anyone can reach the gym. The sky is not the limit. It was never for me. I mean, taking a bus from P to Griquas, you know, arriving 2 o'clock in the morning in Bloemfontein, having to wait till 10, someone to pick me up, to drive me then to Kimberley. That's all about wanting to succeed, wanting to achieve, and do the most undreamable thing that many people think that nowadays it's not really, you know, something that people can achieve, and to achieve it. And that was to don the green blazers and also, in fact, be part of a squad that had many people that had won the World Cup, but also many that would win the World Cup in 2007. And for me to be amongst those would always stand out as a career that, you know, I'm quite proud of, despite it being a short career. But do I have any regret? Certainly not. Did I enjoy those times? I did. You know why? Because I fell most of the time, but I always rose up, and here I am, and the book is out now.
It's absolutely brilliant. There's so much more to speak about, and I suppose the lessons that one can actually draw from Thando's very personal and very honest experiences that he tells in the book. Thank you so much for coming into studio, and we wish you all the best of luck with the book.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thanks to Morning Life for having me and just give a bit of detail. Obviously, Johannesburg have been crying to hear more of when is their book launch. It's on the 20th of July, next week Thursday at Killarney Mall.
Okay, that's when it's going to be launched in Johannesburg, but the book is available nationwide as from Monday, so it has been available for the last 4 days. Thando Manana, thank you very much for coming into studio. All right, that's how we come to the end of your sport. We've got headline news after this break.